I'm Leo Quinones, and I love movies. I've interviewed every big star on the planet.
Or have you ever been a three-way murder?
Tell me you have. I can tell.
Today, we're riding around Hollywood in the Film Freak Movie Locations mobile studio with Oscar-winning makeup artist Bill Corso and talking about his work on Deadpool, Taylor Swift, Harrison Ford, and Jim Carrey.
Deadpool is the most unique, funny, obnoxious character. It's Ryan Reynolds without a red suit on. Am I right?
Yeah, Ryan, when he takes the mask off, his Wade Wilson has become this, hideously deformed character, but as the studio requested, kissable. Still attractive. Yeah, so there's a fine line you got to walk, which took quite a bit of time and finesse trying to find that line.
It's you, it's Ryan, and it's the studio?
At the time, it was Ryan, myself, and the director, the original director, Tim Miller, kept playing with it until we got something that we liked. And then I took those and photoshopped them and designed on top of them, and we came up with the final look, which is what has been in all three movies.
Have you ever laughed to ruin a take almost?
I've definitely stifled a laugh. Oh, many, many times. I mean, Ryan's so fast. The situations the writers put him in are so good that we've had a blast shooting those movies. They're the best.
Now, Deadpool and Wolverine.
It was the greatest. I knew that movie would make $1 billion because the two of them together was just, it was unparalleled fun. And Hugh is also, there's no one better doing what he does. And when you put the two of them together, we all knew when we were making it, it was magic. And so it was no shock to me that everybody would love it.
The Taylor Swift era for you, you did her video, Look What You Made Me Do, you made her a zombie. How did that come about?
I got a text from Ryan Reynolds saying you're gonna get a call from somebody for a job. I think we were in the middle of prepping for Deadpool 2. And so we went about, as we were prepping Deadpool, prepping the zombie makeup for Taylor, and went and did it, and it was awesome, and she was exceeded my expectations.
Is it less than glamorous at certain points?
It's always glamorous to me, but yeah, no, it's absolutely less than glamorous. I mean, when you've seen people in their raw state, she showed up at like 4 o'clock in the morning so we could do this 6-hour-long makeup on her, full body makeup, contact lenses, teeth, drool, black drool coming out of her mouth, crawling up out of a grave, and just like a little kid in a candy store, just having the time of her life.
Putting on the look for the man took 5 hours every morning, and it's been a joy because Bill Corso has been doing it. I worked with him once before on when he turned me into a zombie for the Look What You Made Me Do music video.
So I don't know how many people have an MTV Movie Award for makeup, but boom! So thank you, Taylor.
What's it like doing Harrison Ford's makeup as Indiana Jones, especially with you being the film fan that you are?
Look, I love movies. I live for movies. I love Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Blade Runner, the biggest fan of those movies. To get a phone call from Harrison Ford saying, would you like to do my makeup for Indiana Jones was like a bizarre dream. It was like living in Fantasy Island. Wow. I've done 15 movies with Harrison, and the guy couldn't be a nicer, more professional, he's an icon. He's one of the biggest movie stars we have. And a nicer guy you'll never meet, a more professional, more fun. He appreciates his effort he puts into the work and everybody else's. And so I've always just admired that greatly.
How did Milos Forman get through filming with Jim Carrey, playing two characters?
Milos dealt with it as best he could. I think we shot for twice as long as a normal comedy because of the antics that were going on. Andy Kaufman's girlfriend at the time, Lynn, was our document. It was a filmmaker, and she was there documenting the whole thing. And Milos, he at times it was really hard for him. He's trying to direct a normal movie, and all this stuff is going on.
And Jim knows how to push his butt.
Oh my God! And it was. I mean, I can't even say what an experience that was. And in the end, the movie is fine and great. I saw an original cut of the documentary that was phenomenal, I thought.
What was your first Jim Carrey movie?
That was the very first time I met Jim. Correct. We did Man on the Moon. Then we went off to do The Grinch. We had I think, 80 makeup artists on that movie.
Yeah.
And we had 70 or 60 hairstylists on that movie. So it was a huge show, and it was a monumental show, and it won
Rick a very deserved Oscar.
in the case of Lemony Snicket,
I actually did just him on the movie.
because he was so involved and had so much to do. I gave up the whole rest of the movie to a great makeup artist, Valerie O'Reilly, who did the movie with me.
Wait a minute.
Did you start by drawing Lemony Snicketts?
Yeah. So Jim, one day I think we were shooting Bruce Almighty, and he handed me the Series of Unfortunate Events book, and he said, "Here, read this. This may be our next movie." And he goes, "You'll love it. It's about a bad actor who's a master of disguise," which was great. And the books were great and hysterical and funny, and I could see what he would do with it. The character looked like a Christopher Lloyd character.
Right.
You know, he didn't look like Jim Carrey. And Jim gave me the greatest gift. As written, the guy's horrible at everything. He goes, "But I think if he's horrible actor, a horrible person."
But he's a really good makeup artist. So he fools everybody, but the kids see right through it because they're so smart.
So that was great for me. So I could do really great makeups on him. He's thinking he's fooling everybody, but the kids are just incredibly past him, you know.
Oh, that's awesome. That's
which was
awesome.
great. So that was one. I didn't have to do bad makeup.
I do this every day. The Film Freak Movie Locations Tour, hitting Hollywood hotspots where everything was filmed. I did a show called the Film Freak Movie Talk Show for years on radio, and I just love movies, and that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about movies and movie makers and how they make them and what makes them great. So thank you for watching We Love Movies. See you next time, right here on the Flamingo Network.